So, welcome back, everybody. Small technical glitch, but we're back. Surprisingly, none of the players died while we were gone.
I died off screen totally.
I met characters, but also yes.
I died off screen, and I'll have to make another new character.
I will be slightly sad the moment Father Smith dies, but at the same time, it's going to be an interesting way. You've seen my D&D Beyond. I have another one of everything already.
How slow would his death call be?
Very slow.
If Father Smith actually died and got a chance to say anything, no one would understand what he said anyway. Because
Father Smith's final words were "what," and that's as far as he got.
Either that or, oh no, not again.
Not again.
Oh no.
You've confused him with a bowl of petunias.
Not again.
It just turns into Eeyore at the end.
So,
I've been told my voice sounds like Eeyore. So it's a thing.
So you guys are staying here overnight. By the way, Morgan, Can you angle your camera down a little bit? I don't know if you're shrinking or if your camera's sliding. Better. It'll work.
It's not that. I am leaning back in the chair versus where I normally sit. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That was happening. So, you guys had decided you were going to stay in the camp overnight.
Correct.
You decided you're going to try to get 200 silver coins from the Vistani in exchange for 20 gold so that Father Smith can make Father Phelan a silvered father hammer.
The hammer with two fathers.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, because it would be, I can only do, I would have to do, with 200, I'd be able to do 2 weapons because I can only do 100 at a time.
A silvered weapon costs 100 gold. You can do 100 gold at a time. What I'm saying is that it'll take 200 silver vis-a-vis 20 gold's worth of silver to make the hammer.
Gotcha. Okay, I misunderstood what you were saying. I thought you said it was. I thought you said it was 100. So it's gonna be 100.
For that one, I'm just gonna say it's a large surface area, so.
No worries.
Yeah, it's more.
So it would just take 2 days. So this rest and next.
No, because you can do 100 gold's worth. Right?
200. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
You can do an item worth 100 gold. The silvered sword is worth 100 gold. It will require 200 silver coins.
Which is 20 gold pieces, and you can...
Which is part of the cost of that 100 for you to make the silvered hammer.
Right. Math wasn't working in my head.
That's okay. That's okay. We're on the same page now.
The math is above my pay grade. So, I'm just procuring the silver.
All right.
Yep. If you can procure the silver, you get to see the weird dance of silver melting in Father Smith's hands.
You send him for silver, he brings
back I guess
me.
I need to reopen my my PDF. Hold on.
Whoops.
Oddly enough, that's not currently open because the PC shut down. Give me 1 second.
So wait, you're a monk, right?
I'm a monk.
So if I were
Silver
to
knuckles.
say, yep, I was just getting there. Just make some silver knuckles, silver knuckles, and maybe some spiky boots. Would that work for you?
Silver knuckles would be redundant.
I feel like they'd be painful to dip. Gray, how does that feel?
I'm astral.
Don't know with silver, but I know it doesn't feel pleasant with other metals.
I'm astral self, so I have the astral hands that would go through resistance or immunity to non-magical.
Interesting. I am actually not that familiar with most of the monk subclasses, mostly just because I've never been interested really in the monk. I'm gonna be 100% honest. it's just been one of those classes that's never felt exactly in place anywhere. It's always felt like that. It's trying to fill too many things in that circle, and it doesn't end up filling anything too well.
Yeah.
It's kind of what it's felt like to me at a lot of times.
I mean, for a large part of D&D's existence, that's where the Bard was. But then, man, did they lock that one down.
Yeah, the Bard went to straight up to, I can do everything.
Anything I can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you.
Pretty much.
All right. There are a few things that they are not as good as other classes, but they normally can still do that. Just not exactly as good.
So you were going to be
get
staying
a silver medal that could be used for silver weapons.
So you were staying overnight at the Tser pools. And what?
Phelan?
Yes, Father Smith.
Do you think nets would be useful? I know I am not coordinated enough to use them. Big smith hands, but I imagine you or a few others probably could.
You say a net?
Net, yes. Throw on top of wolf and not have to deal with it for a short period of time. Or
possibly
bigger wolf that stand on two legs. Probably break it quickly, but still slowed down slightly. And normally reusable.
It's definitely worth looking at.
Absolute worst case, they make a really good hammock.
Can you make more than one item in a day? You're just thinking about this for the future?
No, I cannot. It's at least not currently, because it uses one of my channel divinities to do it.
Gotcha. Okay.
I just have to do it during. I can only use this when I'm doing a long rest.
Gotcha. All right. So the three of you that are here, please roll me a D10.
So close.
And here comes Gray's one. Almost. All right.
Wow. Anybody want to give Gray a +1?
The night passes without incident.
Were we actually able to get the silver?
Yeah.
Awesome. So then, yeah, I would silver the Warhammer.
And while you are camped with the Vistani, you hear a number of odd things over the course of the 6-ish hours that everyone's awake before you leave, and before you go to bed. One of them is a tale of a wizard who arrived in Barovia over a year ago. A very charismatic man. He thought he could rally the people of Barovia against Strahd. And, you know, he started to pull together a peasant revolt. And then when the vampire actually appeared, the peasant army fled. And the few who stood their ground, most of them were never seen again.
Yes, and the ones that were seen as pieces, and that says ground.
the wizard and the vampire were casting spells at each other, and their battles flew from the courtyards of Ravenloft to a small precipice overlooking the falls. When the battle ended, the wizard was thrown 1,000 feet to his death at the bottom of the falls.
Very big falls.
Yep.
Forgot the feather fall.
Yup. Everybody forgets the feather fall.
I mean, it's also possible if Strahd's strong enough, he could have thrown him so fast that the feather fall wouldn't have mattered. Just saying.
In Xanathars, you fall 500 feet around, so that would be 12 seconds of air time.
That's 12 seconds of unassisted speed. You can be thrown faster than terminal velocity. It just has very ugly consequences.
Yeah.
Your body will miss shape in the air before it hits the ground if you're thrown faster than terminal velocity.
How? Thank you for that horrible tidbit.
I happened to super mock test pilots when their super mock planes would fail, and then their bodies were rapidly exposed to air.
Very, very hard air.
Very, very hard air at a very, very fast speed. And
yeah,
it's gruesome.
Sandpaper.
It's gruesome. So anyway,
I did update your Warhammer. If I did not actually say it, I also changed the name of it so you know which one is silvered.
Okay.
Just in case you get another one later.
Okay, sweet.
You also learn a little bit about Madame Ava. You learn that some Vistani women are gifted with prescience. The problem being that Vistani who can see the future can never see either their own or the future of any other Vistani.
Interesting.
You also hear, but don't get it demonstrated for you, that the Vistani have, aside from the magical property that they can walk in and out of the mists, they do have access to and the ability of an evil eye. Depending on which one of the Vistani were talking to you about it, it either acts like animal friendship, or like charm person, or like hold person. But you keep getting different stories from different people about what it is, so it's also entirely possible that it's not actually even a thing and just part of their belief structure. You also hear them refer to the players and the two Kolyanas that are with you as spirited. And when asked what that meant, you learn that because spirits can never leave Barovia, anyone that dies here, their spirit is trapped here. There is a local kind of reincarnation that can happen where it's lifetime over lifetime over lifetime. Spirits can get reborn into bodies. The problem is that not all people in Barovia are born with spirits, because there's more people than there are spirits that are still together and maintaining themselves enough to go into bodies after 400 years of the cursed land recycling. So That's why so many of the commoners look gray and shallow, is because they legitimately are less of a person, because they legitimately don't have a spirit. But all of the Vistani do, because Vistani can come and go as they please. So, how much of any of this you choose to believe, and how much of any of this you choose to just be, crazy gypsy folklore, is entirely up to you.
Father Smith thinks we should believe everything they said.
So, what time in the morning did you want to leave?
I guess the sun kind of breaks around 6-ish, 7-ish.
I mean,
Well, breaks.
the dark turns to the dark of the night turns to the gray of the fog around 6:30.
Yeah.
It never gets brighter than that. You never see sky, you never see sun, you just see fog.
So probably should be up about 37 and get something to eat and then hit the road. Would be what I would try to do.
Sound reasonable?
Sounds good.
Sounds good. So for when Father Smith did the silvering, what you literally see is him like hold his hands up, like cupping the coins, and you just kind of watch them bubbling and melting in his hands as he's pouring them onto the hammer, and you just kind of watch it get spread over the hammer and look like they almost pull on either side of the heads, because it is a double-headed hammer, if I'm seeing that properly. But he's doing this over the course of an hour, where it looks like he's layering it, just slowly moving the pull around the whole time.
That's what should have happened. But what does happen is, as he starts to melt the coins in his hands, and something that has never happened to Father Smith before, you think you hear the coins very faintly screaming. And as it drips, for a split second, probably the dawn light, it doesn't look like silver dripping. It looks like blood, until it strikes the surface of the hammer, and then obviously you can see that it is silver. And the silver spreads in like cobweb-like formations that just layer over each other, over and over and over at slightly different angles, until it finally, over the course of an hour, becomes a solid headed cup on either head of the hammer. And Father Smith, you know for a fact that's not how that's supposed to work.
Barovia is weird. Not how this should happen. Coins don't scream.
Like maybe it was just some imperfection in the metal that was sizzling and hissing off when you were trying to cover the heads. I mean, that's probably all it was.
Definitely did not just like burn someone's soul because their soul was in the coin. Got it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Do not pass go. Do not collect 200 oboli.
You're
Do not pass go. Do not think about this any further.
it's probably fine. You're probably safe.
It's okay. Father Smith has Luxodon Serenity. I am perfectly fine.
Okay. So, we're on the map, and it's morning. Hi, Sadie. Thank you for coming back.
Definitely getting silver ore next time.
So, it's going to take you about an hour to reach the bridge. That's only 7 squares, but I'm also going to say that the trail takes slightly longer than traveling on a road, and thus, it's all good. So let's say that you make it. What time were you leaving in the morning?
I think you said
Around
7?
7-ish.
Okay.
Yeah, try to get on the road right after breakfast, so 7:30.
Cool. So we'll say that you made it to the road on 7, which means you're going to make it to the bridge at 8. And I would like everyone to please roll me a d10s.
Does it include me?
Sure.
Alright.
It wasn't me. It's not my fault. You see that?
It wasn't you yet. You still haven't gone. Okay. Now you can say it wasn't me.
That's a 0.
That's good.
I
That's
just would have
really
revised
good.
it to it wasn't. I would have revised it to it wasn't just me.
It wasn't only me. Okay. As you approach the river, you see a couple things. The first thing you see is the waterfall and the pools and the odd swirling of magical colorizations they seem to have. The second thing you see is, as you get closer, you will see that sitting, meditating by the river, or by the waterfalls along the edge of the bridge, you see Minor. I will throw the description to you because that's what they say.
All right. So I'm sitting by the edge of the water,
Yes.
or the edge of the bridge.
Yeah.
So basically, there is this ornate stone bridge that's crossing a chasm, and you hear the rushing sound of water as a waterfall is just crashing down, maybe a few hundred feet below, potentially. And sitting with his legs dangling off the edge, just observing the mist below and the clouds above, is a silver-scaled dragonborn with sort of a mohawk, but it's partly like a frill that is part of his body, has finned ears and 2 curling horns that go back over the back of his head, and a small wisp of like a goatee that's poking out at the very edge of his chin, dressed in simple dark grays and tan clothing, just regarding the scene here. Facing away from you, just regarding the waterfall.
Well, it certainly doesn't look undead.
Dragonkin Normal and Barovia. Looking at Arena and Ismail.
Oh, I wouldn't say normal. At least not in my lifetime, but they're not entirely unheard of. Especially one of that coloring.
Okay.
Let's see.
Like he leaned.
Perception of 13 catch them behind me.
Not quite, because there's a loud waterfall in front of you and they're whispering behind you. And basically, it's because of the waterfall.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because Phelan is right next to him, he would lean down and say, "Dragonkin are very rare where I am from. First time seeing one."
I nod. Yeah. I've never seen one either. I'm willing to wager he doesn't know why he's here either.
Even Father Smith would not take that bet.
Well, we've seen it. Shall we go talk to it?
Okay.
Not like we're not going to draw its attention.
We can't make it past him with not him noticing.
No, you definitely can't.
All right, so I start to walk towards him.
Roll initiative. No.
Once you get to about 15 feet behind him on the road, he does sense you're there and look over his shoulder.
Travelers. Not many of those coming through. Hail and well met. What brings you here?
Hello.
Good day.
Well, we've met.
Couple of strange
Mist.
folk you got in your company.
Strange.
Never seen one your like before, pointing at Father Smith.
Never seen one like you before either.
Well, today's a day of firsts then, isn't it?
He
Is
hops up with grace and agility onto his feet, despite being at the edge of a cliff.
Mm-hmm.
Spins on his heel, at which point, well, you saw from behind, but he does have a full tail that sort of swishes behind him, turns towards you, approaches, and takes a bow.
Skaldir Orgenvost. A pleasure.
bless you.
That's my name. Skaldir.
Skulder. Well, they'd be calling me Phelan. Phelan Duskflower.
Duskflower. Aye.
You hear him say something basically through his trunk, and then Father Smith goes, "But everyone calls me Father Smith."
Smith and Phelan.
Halaras Nalanta. Good to meet you.
Ah, Halaras. And then I see a couple others behind you as well. Rather large group. Gonna attract some attention that way.
Arenia speaks up and says, these days, the safest way to travel through Barovia is daytime and with friends.
Can't disagree with you there, but sometimes keeping out of the eye of what's around is advisable.
Also true.
Well, since you're here, I take it that you're coming to cross this here bridge. Been thinking about it myself for a bit of time. Not too keen on getting close to castle up ahead, but what I'm searching for is not on this side of it.
Halorus.
And like you said, traveling in groups is sometimes beneficial.
Halorus, make me an investigation check. The bridge on this side, and from what you can see, gazing across, is mist. So you assume the other one, but there's no way to know for sure. The pillar ends of the bridge are roughly 3 foot tall gargoyles, so 5 foot if they were standing. They're old, they're weathered, just like the bridge, but there seems something sinister in their appearance. You can't quite put your finger on it, but there's just something about them that puts you ill at ease.
I'm gonna mosey. I'm still keeping an eye on them. Are they just sitting there, or?
I've stood up and turned towards you.
Yeah, they're kind of like watching you move away, looking at the stranger, trying to eye back and forth, but not taking much action.
Mainly just standing there with my arms crossed.
And you're talking right here?
Yeah. Those two pillar edges right there. Nice little gargoyles. I mean, in a evil, sinister, probably want to eat your face off kind of way.
And so as I'm moving, they are tracking me?
No.
Okay.
They're staying perfectly still, like any normal carved piece of stone should. There's just something about them that just has you really put off.
Not been a fan of the mason who made this bridge.
Like you walk around back and forth, they're like the eyes aren't tracking you or anything, the heads don't move. They don't give away any sign that they can move, if in fact they can move. They're just, if you had to put money on it, you'd be pretty sure they can move.
Father Smith would walk up to the gargoyles and look them over.
Okay.
Good craftsmanship. Not good design. Like he has that like shaking his head no and yes and trying to do it at the same time and not working.
Right. That weird angled head wag that elephants do.
Yep, it's the
Yeah.
it's like kind of all over the place. But the bridge looks safe.
Well, I'm not a mason, so I can't say one way or the other on that, but I certainly don't like them.
I knew a Father Mason once, but I am Father Smith.
I move up to the edge of the bridge and I look at Father Smith. Well, we could stand here all day, or we could keep going on. And with that, I take a step forward.
Okay.
And start walking across the bridge.
Nothing happens.
Yet.
If it's not too much trouble.
Are going to cross the bridge if you want to come along.
I was just gonna ask. I would appreciate some company on these long, lonely roads. I will take you up on your offer.
Stop!
And the bad things happen.
More always welcome.
All right. So when Father Smith and Phelan get to about there, you both hear something coming from the other side of the bridge. Not that you can see the other side of the bridge, because fog.
Because Foig.
However, you hear what sounds like a horse at full gallop. The rest of the party will hear it a little bit later, but basically I'm letting you know, and then you have about a round's worth of time to do something before the rest of the party will hear it, and then we're you know what? We're just going to roll initiative now. I'm not saying there's a fight coming. I'm just saying that I'm trying to time things out for 6-second intervals. So if I'm trying to time things out, the best way to do that is with initiative.
Oh, great.
Woohoo! I have the absolute best initiative ever.
Yeah,
It's a 0.
You rolled a 0. You never go. You have a 0 initiative.
He's decided to sit this one out.
I have decided to set this one out. Father Smith is, in fact, dazed and confused.
Father Smith is awaiting a tactical advantage.
Oh, you know what?
Yes.
Yes,
what
their
everybody
tactical
else is doing.
advantage.
Do I have a fate point?
Yes, you should have
Okay.
1 actually on your character card. You have 2
Oh,
actually.
right, I forgot.
You have 2 fate points.
We've
Well,
been
I think I am going to utilize one of them.
Okay. To re-roll your initiative to try to get higher than a 2.
Yes.
I mean, you're
I
an
can't do
infinite
worse.
amount higher than Father Smith at the moment.
Hold on, I'm gaming the system here.
Okay,
And give myself advantage.
go for it. That's not gaming. That's operating as intended.
I've already rolled.
Just roll another d20.
D20 plus 1.
There you go. 13.
So 13. Father Smith is going to stand in front of the coach and get run over. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm assuming these promontories to the side are actual.
Spaces like you can stand there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Arena and Ismark have taken their action. They've moved up a little bit and now are close enough that they can also hear a sound. And so now, Morven, it's your turn. Phelan. Why does it say Morven?
Because
the
originally called
character
them
was originally set as Morven. Now, if you go
okay.
into the... Actually, I can fix that.
Okay, I'll let you do it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
All right, so game is still paused.
No, it's not. I don't know what you're talking about.
Excellent. So here it sounds like it's coming at a pretty good speed, right?
Yes. And definitely from the
Okay.
west side of the bridge. The side that you have not been on nor can see.
So I will step to the promontory there.
Okay?
Apparently, no, we can't walk there.
I can pull you there.
Oh, okay. I turn and look back over my shoulder. You said it sounds like a carriage?
No, I said you heard a horse.
A horse.
Morden said you heard a carriage.
Okay, I was going to say, I didn't hear you say carriage, but I heard him say carriage.
Right? Nope.
Yeah, I was
Nope.
making a joke. Sorry. I shouldn't have. I confused people.
He was assuming that we're actually in, Dracula. And sadly, he's right. There is a black coach in this story, but this may or may not be the time.
Okay, so I turn and look back behind me and go, and I say rather loudly, I'm like, a rider coming.
Scalder, you're up.
So, in terms of what side of the road people drive on, is this American or European?
It's a bridge. This is middle.
Yeah, medieval.
This
the
is a
middle.
10-foot wide bridge.
Yeah.
10-foot wide bridge, and most carriages take up about that much space.
All right.
So if it's a carriage, all of it.
There are 4 alcoves I'm seeing and 4 people on the bridge, so I'm just gonna take a 5-foot step back off the bridge.
Okay.
Or well, 5, 10, because
Yeah, whatever.
can't go to it. Basically.
Apparently there's a rider coming. We at least want to get out of its way, because they won't be able to stop as easily as we can.
Halaris?
Okay. Little bit of a step back, and I guess we'll wait till they come through.
Okay. And Father Smith.
He'll step into the alcove there, or whatever it's actually called. Now, is this actually tall enough for the block vision, or is it?
No.
All right. Yeah, it was just because the.
Oh, is it?
actually,
I'm sorry. Yeah, you should be able to see the water and everything below from there. I'm
you
just-
can. I was referring to actually like over here. It
Yeah,
blocks
it
vision
blocks-
this way.
Yeah, all the characters and stuff.
Yeah, but if it's actually, wait a minute.
It should be. Okay, it should be set up for terrain walls so that it only blocks if you're like clipping 2 of them. But
Right, and then standing in the alcove.
but I
or
get where
getting a
that's
bunch.
still a problem. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna do this, and that should solve the problem because I'll take it off the bridge for now.
Can see
But
now.
say I could put the ethereal walls down real quick. That would probably
Eh,
also
it's
work.
fine. And we know what this is. It's okay.
It's terrible.
We know what this is, and what it is terrible.
It's a bridge.
It is a bridge. Okay. Ismark and Arena also move off the main course of the bridge. Phelan, we're back to you.
I just kind of I sling my shield and kind of ready to warhammer, but not threateningly. Kind of pull it out and get it so I can just flip it up or whatnot. Rest the head on the ground
Okay.
and just wait.
Okay. You hear the sound get closer. And you see, just come into view on the bridge, that rider.
Oh shit.
Oh, lovely. It's a Dullahan.
Skaldir.
Excuse me. I said nothing. I'm sorry.
Oh, wait, when you scare the shit out of an assistant GM so much that he reads the card out loud.
Oh no, I looked at the picture. I didn't even need to read the card.
Okay.
Yeah.
That
no,
was-
it's obvious.
Yeah, the lacking of a certain specific part of the body told me exactly what this was.
Yep.
I did not need to have a look at the card, and I was afraid to look at the card because I remember the stories.
was just talking about my absolute favorite creature, the Obelix.
Mm-hmm.
This one's the second.
This is a great one. All right.
I love Dullahan in general, from the mythos to everything. I love it.
Scaldir, what do? You can't actually see it, but you all hear an odd resonant echo. The hooves of the rider on the cobblestones both sound like a single horse, as in you can tell it's one horse, but the hooves striking the cobblestones almost seem to reverberate or echo in a unnatural manner. And you hear a heavy, raspy, labored breathing. If it's coming from the rider or the horse, you're uncertain.
Well, crap.
So, Scalder, what do?
Scalder debates.
Scalder is about to lose his action.
Is he muted?
Is he frozen and just... Oh, nope, he's there. He's just deep in thought.
Oh, there's a siren.
Ah, okay.
That would explain why you're not talking. Okay.
All right, well, then
Thumbs up when you're ready.
For that reason, I will give you as much time as it takes. Okay.
It's unfortunate I'm not 5th level, because I get a breath that can push people 20 feet away.
There's a reason why I'm debating on that instead of taking ASIs, taking Crusher.
Mm-hmm. Crusher's hard to
We
beat.
just lure Strahd here.
Launch him off the bridge.
Well, the whole bad thing happened.
All right, Scalder. What's your action? Welcome to Ravenloft, where there are no good choices.
That's going to be the tagline for your Drakenheim campaign, too.
Oh, most definitely. Yes, absolutely.
There are no good choices. There are just bad choices and choices Sebastian Crow would make.
There's bad choices and then choices that turn bad later. All right. So what's your action?
5 rounds, rep it.
What you doing, Miner?
What am I?
Yeah.
Is it mine?
Yes,
Yeah,
it's yours.
it's your turn.
Oh, my brain.
That's okay. Yeah, apparently
for some reason,
Dullahan
I thought
melted
you were
everyone.
talking
It's
to
fine.
Gray this entire time.
Nope, that's why I kept saying Scalder. It's okay.
Sorry, my brain.
It's
all right. No,
you know
dash action. So it's dash action. I'm gonna move 40 feet towards the Dullahan.
okay.
So the 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Dash action. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. 40, move around the back of it, and then bonus action, use a key point to activate my Arms of the Astral Self. So giant illusory dragon claws appear outside of my body, and I need the Dullahan to succeed on a dexterity saving throw. What DC is that? A DC 13 dexterity saving throw.
Okay. It passes.
All right. So it avoids the sweep as the two dragon claws rush out around me, but I've got the claws out now.
Okay.
But that is my action and bonus action.
Perfect. Halloris.
Well,
You saw none of that happen, by the way. All you saw was that you hear the thing coming onto the bridge. You hear the clippity-cloppity echoey noises, and you just saw the Dragonborn sprint ridiculously fast up the bridge into the smoke.
the hell is going on?
I probably should have asked if I actually saw the thing before I ran up there.
You didn't, but at some point along the way, you would have seen it and then still decided on that action, so it's fine.
Yes, yeah.
Probably move up to here.
Okay.
And readying an action. What does the side of the bridge look? Is it like a little 2 or 3 foot kind of?
No.
Or is it a higher?
No, it's many, many foots.
Many foots. Okay.
Many, many foots. It is, shall we say, a fatal distance.
I think he's asking how high
how
the
tall
like,
are the
guide rail
sides?
is.
Yeah, the railing
3 feet,
on the
3
bridge.
feet. Yeah.
3 feet. Okay, so I can comfortably stand and look over the top of the rail and see things coming.
Yes.
That's what I'm going for. Okay.
Correct. Yeah, you just only see about 20 feet in front of you because of the fog.
Yeah, I'm going to get up about right there and ready in action if anything comes that I can see threateningly. Going to ready Vicious Mockery.
Okay. Father Svitel?
Father Svitel. Father Svitel, having seen the Dragonborn run in, but even more so more past that, see giant dead thing riding towards him. Is going to do the dumb.
You also would have noticed that the Dullahan took absolutely no interest in the Dragonborn, even when it swung.
Okay.
Like,
took absolutely no notice, but that's still a
whether,
big dead thing in front of him.
Okay. Yeah, whether it didn't recognize the attack or didn't care, it is just galloping forward. The Dragonborn, slid under it in a beautiful, PvP.
I slid on the mossy stones, stood up, and then swung around with 2 spectral dragon arms.
Yeah, and it swung, and the Dullahan was just like, meh, and kept going.
I tried.
Yep. No, you did exactly what it sounds like your character would do. Problem is it's a big dead thing, and dead things need to be put back to rest.
How much is Morden's brain screaming inside his head right now about doing this?
A whole hell of a lot. Because the first thing that popped into my head is, Dullahan, what do I think the CR for this creature is without actually looking at the card? I'm going to imagine there's at least 2 digits here, so I'm probably dead for doing this, but Father Smith would absolutely do this.
Okay.
Yep. Father Smith would charge forward and do something very dumb. That very dumb thing would be, in fact, body check the horse.
Okay.
He
Go
is
for it.
shield first, flinging himself at the horse's legs to try and topple him. Now,
okay.
Yeah, this is, like I said, it's dumb, but he best way to deal with a rider, take the horse out from under it.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Now the real question is what kind of attack would that be? Because I am not 100% certain. Guess the shove action, so a strength-based attack.
So, walk me through what you're trying to do.
Father Smith is essentially he's bracing his shield in front of him and he's trying to actually slam into the horse's legs.
Okay.
Shield bash?
So you're basically trying to bull rush, shield bash the horse.
Correct. He's trying to basically either stop the horse throwing the rider or knock the horse over.
Do you have shield bash or any similar skill?
No. I would assume that those fall under athletics and he doesn't have it.
Make a normal proficient attack because you know how to use shield use. The damage, if you succeed in hitting, will be 1 plus your strength modifier, and then they will have to make a dex save to avoid being thrown.
Okay. So I'll just use the unarmed strike then, because that matches all of those categories.
Exactly, yes.
Oof.
As you
This is that moment where I'm making a debate.
Okay.
1 second of debating something.
Finish your decision before I describe the situation, obviously, because I don't want to give a good description and then waste it.
Oh yeah, I don't want to get I don't want your description of me being trampled to death to
be wasted.
So I'm just gonna try and give myself advantage and try to attack one more time.
Okay. Ari, I have no fucking clue what they're doing.
Nope, still doesn't work. Okay.
So as I was about to say, you charge forward, eyeing the rider in so much as staring into the high collar of the military style doublet that he's wearing, that the cloak is pinned down to, staring at the ethereal tendrils of mist coming out of where the head should be. Running forward, at the last minute, you tuck under your shield and roll, lining up a perfect shot at the horse's knees. And here you and your shield skitter on the cobblestones of the bridge. As far as you can tell, you didn't miss. You just also didn't hit.
Okay. Once again, this is exactly what he would have done.
Ismark and Arena, being smarter than your average PC, both just stand there and hold actions, seeing people charging the bridge and not knowing what's going on. Phelan, what would you like to do, sir?
Step out onto the bridge.
Okay.
And I cast a guiding bolt.
Now we're using big bullets.
What the fuck are they doing? This is going to be a total
and
party
I'm
kill.
going to use that as a level 2.
Even bigger bullets.
Okay. I mean, are you sure you're not just trolling the dead?
No.
All right, make a ranged spell attack. If you hit, you will hit for 5d6 radiant damage. And the next attack against them made before the end of this turn will have advantage.
Oh. You know what? I'm going to use my last fate point.
Okay.
Because PCs are dumb.
Yes,
Wait,
we
did
are.
I
Even
say
your
that out
dice
loud?
are trying to keep you alive.
Oh, look at
They're
that.
really trying to keep him alive.
Badly, Mr. Killahan.
Okay.
All right. Well, I
So,
tried.
You step forward, you stand up, you grab your holy sigil, you fire a bolt, which should hit the rider dead square in the face. And then remember he doesn't have one, as the shot simply misses.
It goes through the flames that are, or mist or whatever.
The Dullahan's turn.
We're sorry, we're stupid.
So,
That's okay.
how much damage do I take?
I'm just waiting to see
Get
what all
run
your new
over by a
characters are
horse.
going to be. The Dullahan moves to here.
Can we get attacks of opportunity?
Yes, yours would be first.
Alright, so it could be with the Arms of Astral Self since they replace my unarmed strike.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that is. How did I do that in here? Attacks would be under this section. Wait. Arms of the Astral Self. Oh, here's. Okay. Wait. That didn't roll.
So,
Wisdom. Attack. It is 1d20 plus 3 plus proficiency. Okay.
Yep.
Normal roll. Oh, hello.
critical hit.
Okay.
That's
Oh dear.
I mean,
1d4 force plus 3.
we had hoped
so,
that this campaign would last all of the month, but apparently.
So 4. I don't know why it doubled my.
Because that's just how we're doing the
Yeah.
critical. So
Okay.
it's 12.
Because you get
12 force
super high
damage.
damage for criticals.
Alright, 12 points of force damage as I just slash it on the way out with one of the spectral dragon claws.
Where's my...
Wait a minute. Someone play a disadvantage card.
No, I'm trying to figure out where my Streamloots alerts went, but that's okay because I can open them over here real quick. Because I heard a card play, but I didn't get a chance to see what it was. So
Like, how many heal cards do I have?
None of us expected the natural
Not
20 on the
enough.
opportunity attack. Least of all me.
Oh,
It was at the point I was thinking it was actually an illusion.
Sycorax is given advantage to Phelan's next roll.
Sweet. I can miss again.
At
I
advantage.
can miss twice as hard this time.
Okay,
I don't know.
so that's 12 points of damage.
Why do I get this sudden mental image of it turning around and looking at us going, you dumb son of a...
I mean, if it doesn't, the GM's going to.
Does anybody else want to take attacks of opportunity as it rushes
That-
by us?
Well, we're going to get there. Give me a second.
Oh, sorry.
That's
Yep.
okay. Because it doesn't actually have the ability that I want it to use listed, although it also can't not. So let me get another card, and I'll pull the ability over. And then we'll see how bad things get.
I wasn't looking at what you were doing, so I didn't
Yep.
know.
Nope, no worries.
It's all good.
It's fine. Nothing's going to go wrong.
I genuinely think that this is just nerves knowing what we're fighting.
I agree.
Trust me.
There is no good choices being made, so there's got to be some answer for it.
I mean, they're in character choices. That doesn't
They are
make them
very
good
in
choices.
character choices. Yes.
I made a goody two shoes who saw an undead running by. I couldn't walk past a house that clearly had zombies I had no business fighting.
My
Yeah.
guy likes exercise, and that exercise can form in the form of like physical exercise or battle.
Does he like the
And-
exercise of rolling new characters?
I mean,
Morgan, what is
Mental
your armor
exercise
class?
for someone other than him.
19 currently.
Okay.
And my armor is magical if it matters.
Oh, but you're also prone.
I am prone now, yes. You get advantage on whatever you're rolling.
All right, so that's a 22.
Yep, it definitely hits, because I absolutely did get run over.
Okay.
Because I assumed that me doing that body block me and missing meant
Yeah.
I just landed prone.
You take 10 points of bludgeoning damage as the horse tramples you. You can take an attack of opportunity back at it as it passes you, should you so choose.
I'm pretty sure Father Smith would not have been able to do that, in all honesty,
DM
from what he
DM
did.
to YouTube viewers, and that's how the Ravenloft campaign ended, with all of the dumb being done all at once.
This is what happens when you put all the dumb in one spot.
And by that spot, we mean that bar down there.
Yep, exactly.
Okay. So you're foregoing your attack of opportunity to go my spleen as you get stepped on by a horse.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. So instead, we now move over to the other person who is actively in the bridge voluntarily, although not prone, who manages to basically duck back into the alcove to avoid being run over by the horse. And the horse makes it to precisely there by the end of its turn.
Just so I'm not left out, would the horse have trampled me too, or did it miss me because I was behind
You got behind it. So it
Okay.
couldn't have trampled it. You have to move into a square. You have to move through a square to trample, and you were behind it. Thus, like you made it just far enough that I decided that it couldn't actually get you under hoof. So,
All right.
Yeah.
That's fair. I just wanted to, because I didn't know.
oh, Phelan, would you like an attack of opportunity on the horse as it passes? As you duck out of the way of being trampled.
Realistically, no. I would have concentrated on getting out of the way.
That's fair. Especially
after
an
seeing me
elephant
get trampled. Father Smith is not a small target. Very easy to see when getting stepped on.
And that's called wisdom.
Yeah.
Well, Father Smith has lots of wisdom. What are you talking about?
Aries' comment.
Having-
He has learned from your mistakes.
Aries' comment
Having
is,
seen
I would
some
like a
of-
hide of opportunity, please.
Awful, but if a Loxodon gets stepped on, does it sound like a bagpipe?
A little bit. There's kind of a that happens. So, Scalder,
All
it
the
is your
way-
turn, sir.
Chase after it, Scalder. You know you wanna.
Morden is really trying to get the party killed. I don't know why.
I am not trying to do anything of the sort. I am merely pointing out that chasing after them is an option.
It is an option.
Genuinely, my guy was like, that doesn't sound like a normal horse. Yeet.
Yep.
And then I saw, it's not a normal horse. Let's smack it.
Yep.
But now it's stepped on people who I've just met and is going away. So unless the situation changes, it's just a case of, I got these out for nothing.
Okay. So what is your action?
So it's back to me.
Oh, Father Smith isn't bloodied, so I mean that's a thing.
Nope. Father Smith is not bloodied. He is hurt, but he ain't bloodied.
I think I'm gonna move back towards it just in case. So move there.
Okay.
And then hold my action where if the creature comes back, I'm going to try and smack it with my my fists again.
Okay. The way of the astral self, always seeking new challenges, including an unnatural, undead spectral horse with a headless rider. Hey. Yeah.
It's got a ghost head. I've got ghost arms. It feels like a match made in the sparring ring.
Halaris, you see an unnatural, undead horse with a decapitated rider bearing down the middle of the bridge in front of you.
Is it either the horse or the rider even look like it would, if it had a head, be looking in my direction?
No, everything, it's pretty much just down and forward. Man on a mission style.
Well, it didn't fit the criteria for the held action, so that doesn't count, and I see no reason to mess with it.
Okay.
So I am going to hold my action, and if he does not come around, as in around the pillar to try to attack me, I'm just going to let it lie.
Okay. Father Floormat, it is your action.
Father Floormat's action is to continue to be a floor mat. So Father Floormat's not moving at the moment.
Okay.
This is shock. My friends, shock.
Ismark and Arena's actions are exactly the same as Father Svitel's, which is they're just like, that's dual hand. That. And that brings us back to Phelan.
All right. I note that Father Smith is not in a good way.
Not at all. He is fairly beaten and prone and kind of making oof kind of noises. And
So,
Because of the
arguably,
damage or because of the action?
and arguably wasn't even attacked.
having in real life actually been kicked by a horse,
Yeah.
I actually have some sympathy for that. So I throw a healing spell, which did 7 points of healing for him.
There you go.
It's not much, but maybe it'll help a little.
The Dullahan continues moving and disappears into the mist.
And now I feel bad because I feel like he was just trying to deliver a letter, and we've attacked undead Paul Revere.
No. Yeah, he might be delivering a letter. His letter is going to be, Strahd was attacked on the road. Please deal with this.
Strahd, your roads have become unsafe. Somebody had jumped at me. I would also step back onto the bridge.
Okay.
Some overgrown lizard slid under my horse and smacked it.
However, I cannot move myself.
Oh, because you're stuck on the wall. There you go.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, we out of combat at this point.
Yeah. Unless you choose to attack each other because the Dullahan's gone.
Kind of
Father
jog
Smith
up.
would stand up, brush himself down, look at the new hoof print and go, that's going to take a little bit to buff out.
So what in blazes was that?
Big headless horseman rider thing.
Whatever it was, I didn't quite like it, so I ran at it and punched it. Generally how I deal with things.
Okay, can't argue with that.
The spectral arms are still out, and they will remain out for another 10 minutes or until I decide they're no longer needed.
Nice. Well, that was unexpected, says Arena.
So,
That common here?
Dullahans? No. I mean, there's legends and there's a few sightings here and there, but I've never seen one.
Yes, you have.
Before now.
Oh. Okay.
What do the legends usually say about that sort of thing?
Well, first off, that they're usually only seen at night. Second, that they generally haunt near the places they were killed. And that they will attack people near those locations in an attempt to recover their head.
It's
Yes.
night. It might be near where it was killed. Didn't really attack us, just stepped over or on us.
It's the middle of the day, isn't it?
Yes.
All right. I just wanted to clarify that
It's
it was
still early morning. Yeah, it's not nighttime.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like
Oh,
it's only like 8 o'clock or so right
Yeah,
at this point.
yeah, it's like 8 o'clock in the morning.
my brain went. You guys had the long rest at 2 p.m. and then.
No, they stayed until morning. Yeah, they
Okay.
Yeah, we waited
Yeah.
till 7 o'clock to leave.
specifically because they didn't want to be traveling through Barovia at night.
Well, at least one of those has been disproven because it's definitely not night, though hard
True.
to tell difference at moment.
Very true.
Wonder where he was going.
Well, hopefully we do not find out.
Hopefully.
So, shall we continue? I'd prefer not to be on the bridge when the next one comes through.
for odd things happening, I would have wagered one of the gargoyles would have attacked us, not a headless horseman.
Okay. So,
I suppose.
back on the map.
Question: when the at the other end, are there a matching set of
Yes.
gargoyles?
Exactly matching.
get the-
Also exactly sinister. And you're still creeped out as fuck. And no one else knows why.
Alright,
I try and
yeah.
make the same expression that the gargoyles make. Just
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 o'clock. And you reach a crossroads.
Everybody's going right?
Right-handed search, man.
Everybody give me a D10 roll. It's been another hour on the road.
Ooh, look.
8, 8, 6, and
It was 10.
10.
Okay.
8, 10, 6, 8.
So you get to the crossroads and you see the woods off to the side of the roads, as always. And the road turns to the left, which, according to your map, leads to the direction that you want to go to get to either the mill or Valaki, or both. And the road to the right would lead to the castle. And you, in fact, see, when you're about 30 feet, 40 feet away from the crossroads, you start to see a large undefined shape in the fog. And as you get closer, you recognize that what that shape is a coach and 2 horses.
Look, we've already had a dual hand. Let's not go with the black coach right now.
The coach is black. 2 black horses. No visible coachman. And the doors to the coach are open.
Well,
so
that doesn't look sinister at all.
On the contrary, I think it looks very sinister.
Looks rather inviting. That's how sarcasm works, right?
I'd say you've got a good handle on it.
Yes. Yes, that's how sarcasm works.
Yay. So who wants to look inside?
So and I'll turn to Irina and Ismark and it's like, is this a common thing?
That is Strahd's coach. What it's doing here, I don't know.
Sounds like he's taking a walk. Or looks like it.
I've personally only heard passing rumors about the local lord. Just doesn't strike me as the friendliest sort.
No, most certainly not.
I am all
With
for
nickname of beasts, I don't think friendly is also associated with him.
I am for giving it a pass and continuing on quickly.
I think we should definitely leave, even though I'd much rather stand and face it now and deal with it. We have something else which is a little more important, and I look at
Irina. Does anybody go and examine the coach, or do you just not even walk towards it? You just make the left-hand turn and be like, nope, we're going this way.
I'm a moment where I am absolutely debating on how dumb I'm supposed to be on this one.
You can't get much dumber than the last one, so it's fine.
All I know is that what I'm looking for isn't near the castle, and stealing something from the local lord probably would not put us in his good graces, and would put us on a target. Put a target on us.
True.
Father Smith already believes we're being targeted. This is way too coincidental, unfortunately. Everything that's going on so far.
I tried to cross a bridge and got avoided being run over, and now a coach is in the woods. That's all that I've seen in terms of weird stuff, so I'm completely oblivious.
It's not even lunchtime.
And it's not even lunchtime.
There's absolutely no one, like, we don't see anything around the coach, correct?
Give me a perception check.
2 horses, no coachman.
Father Smith, sir, where is your perception?
That's not a good sign.
There we go.
Probably
hey. Yeah. Hey, does keen smell help?
It might. Roll your keen smell roll as well.
Keen smell is just I have
advantage. Yeah, so roll that second die. Okay.
So a 17.
You don't see anyone in the area, like, at all. You don't see any, like, disturbance on the road where someone might have walked. You see where a mark where the coach got off the road just enough to either side to turn back around, like in the middle of the the intersection, kind of like rounded the intersection to be able to turn and be facing back towards the castle. So you see rut in the road from that, but you don't see any footprints anywhere.
Does the coach look like it would be big enough for the Dullahan to have actually been pulling it?
No, well, there's 2 horses attached to the coach.
Oh, I thought the horses weren't there. There was
No,
just
no.
no,
There are
no
two-
driver.
There are 2 black horses attached to the black coach. Everything is black except for the red curtains and the red velvet for the inside of the doors from what you can see here, because you can see the doors are open.
All right, Father Smith's going to do the dumb. He's going to go and look in the coach.
Okay. Give me an investigation roll, please. Also, are you stepping into the coach, or are you putting your hands on the coach to look in, or are you standing a respectful / chicken distance away and looking in?
Like, he's not stepping into the coach, no, but he is looking into the coach through, like, the doors.
Okay.
The
All
open
right.
door.
That's fair. Also do that smell roll. That advantage roll. Okay. So you see it's a full-sized coach. The cushions are in perfect condition. It could probably fit 4 comfortably, 6 less so. And on the seat of the coach is a single red rose. And you smell faintly fresh blood.
Yeah. I'm not gonna try and see what happens when you step into Strahd's lunchbox. So we're gonna go back the other way.
You sure? Okay. Okay. So
Never heard it described that way before, but I absolutely adore it.
As soon as he said that he smells blood inside of there, I'm sorry. Unfortunately, that is now Strahd's lunchbox.
My brain went roses and blood, and mine went to Hunger Games. Honestly,
okay. So we make it to the 10 o'clock hour, and everyone needs to give me one more D10.
9.
Hey.
Why
No
did
one's.
I like this trend that my dice are doing.
Why did my name appear twice?
Probably because
Morden
someone
because Morden was looking at you.
yeah, it's because I have you clicked by accident.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
no worries.
Yeah, it allows me to pick anyone because I have the assistant GM tag, but if I roll my cursor over you, it'll select you.
Okay.
The good news is it still rolls his die, so I can tell what the difference is,
Yeah,
but not.
I've tried to make mine look like delirium.
Nice.
You would.
Because it's the only way it's joining this campaign.
We definitely don't want that meteor landing here.
Strahd definitely wants that meteor to land here for many reasons. If he knew about it.
Halloris,
Mm-hmm.
Give me a perception check.
Seventeen.
Okay. As you're walking along the road, you see out of the corner of your eye, you see something that looks out of place a couple feet off the edge of the road.
Okay. I'll wander over and
It
take a
is
look-see.
a small leather satchel.
Take a quick look around.
Are you on the road, or did you step off to go over and look at the satchel?
Well, I stepped off to take a look at the satchel, and once I saw
Okay.
what it was, take
So
a
you-
look
so you get to
around
the
and see if
satchel.
there's anything.
You stop and look around, and at that moment, you hear a wolf in the distance. But you see nothing, and the satchel is at your feet.
Sounds very familiar. Same
Talking-
thing happened when I stepped off the road
That's the second
get,
wolf.
to pick up
Mhm.
the corpse.
Is it
I'll reach
nature?
down,
What's that?
I'll reach down, pick up the satchel,
Okay.
and quick step it back to the road.
It weighs it weighs less than it weighs about a pound, maybe two. There's something inside that moves around as you lift it off the ground, but it's tough to make out what it is, and you're paced to get back on the road. When you arrive back on the road, you open the satchel, and inside there's 10 silver coins, a 18 copper coins, and a small black leather-bound journal.
That was 9 and 18.
Do any of us see the
Yes,
contents of the sack?
absolutely.
It's,
What you got there?
no, found it just off the road there.
Do we still hear the wolves?
No, they've stopped.
Have you looked inside the journal yet?
Not
Almost
yet.
exactly the same time as he got back to the road, the wolves stopped.
Would you be willing to let me flip through it?
I haven't even taken a look at it yet.
Apologies.
All right.
And I sort of take a step back.
Does Halloris open the book?
Halloris cast detect magic first.
Okay.
Stop stealing my ideas.
You get a faint energy from the book that reads as divination, but also the most like offsetting read of divination you've ever gotten. Like normally divination is like one of the happiest kinds of magics, and this one just feels like stranger danger divination.
It's very unsettling, apparently.
I don't. If you want to take a read through it, you can, but I've got a bad feeling about it. I'd prefer to
Should
sit down
I
and
identify it?
either you or me, one of the two.
Either way, we might want to.
Yeah, we might want
step
to
a little
worry
bit
about
more
it later.
Okay. We said that was 8, 9, 10 o'clock?
Mm-hmm.
10:30, you guys will be able to see in the distance of the mist and hear the creaking of the mill. And that is where we'll pick up next time.
Ooh, we did epic dumb and lived.
You did epic dumb, and I
Amazingly
had to
enough.
fight so hard to keep you all from dying.
So this is gonna sound terrible, but I went into that one without looking at the Dolohan. I knew it was a big card. I also sat there and thought about it, and I went, okay, Father Smith is not actually stupid, but also Father Smith is a priest and just saw undead, and undead need to be put back. I need to get put back to rest.
Mm-hmm.
That's his first thought anytime he sees undead. Which is also the reason why the Strahd zombies earlier that we absolutely should not have fought were what he fought.
I mean, you set a precedent. There's no problem with that.
Yep. So him dying from that would have made perfect sense, and I would not have been upset. It would have kind of sucked because I would have kind of missed Father Smith, but it would have made sense.
Yep.
Yeah. So same here with Phelan.
Well, if you had died, it's okay. I already have a reason why you're in the other campaign. It's fine.
So what I had decided when you rolled a 1, that meant there was an encounter. When you rolled a 2, or when you rolled the 10 rather, I decided that meant it was a bigger encounter, a nighttime one, but one that was actively disinterested in you. So wasn't going to attack you unless you made it have to, and then rolled the Doulahan, and I was like, oh, well.
And then you rolled the coach.
No, the coach is supposed to be there.
The coach is always there.
Yeah. The coach is supposed to be there. I just thought that I looked at I looked at the bridge and immediately had an idea of what to do with the Doulahan, which was it was just going to run the bridge. Like, this comes from having lived in South Jersey and having crossed cranberry bog bridges at night on a bike when there's pickup trucks taking that road at 50 miles an hour. It is an absolutely terrifying moment because it's a good 15 or 20 feet. That's only a car width wide, and there's no lights anywhere. So, and there's always fog because it's cranberry bogs. So, as a cyclist, you are invisible. No cars can see you. If you see any headlights at all, you just wait till they pass, right? Because they'll never see you until they run you either off the road into the bog or run your ass over. And in fact, I had a problem one time where I was commuting across said cranberry bog, and some dude was back roads driving with his lights off.
Somebody was smart.
And it was the most terrifying moment when I realized, like, I'm halfway across the bridge and I see no lights, but I hear an engine. And I didn't know if he was 5 feet from the edge of the bridge or 50 feet from the edge of the bridge. So the only thing I could do was stand on those pedals and try to clear the bridge and ditch off the side of the bridge onto the grass. before my ran over. Which is exactly what I did, by the way. So, that's where the inspiration for that scene came from.
Well, we couldn't exactly jump off the bridge because
No, you couldn't.
Drop.
Sure, you could. There's a chance you wouldn't die.
Yeah, there's a chance that Father Smith would have sprouted wings and flew.
I mean,
but I think
there's
it's
a
a small
chance.
chance.
To be fair, your chance of
from
surviving.
my small brain fart where I didn't recognize my own character name.
That's okay.
It's okay. I mean, a brand new character.
Recognized that the hoofbeats were not normal hoofbeats. It sent a chill up his spine, and it's like, that's not normal. I'm going in.
Yep.
And then that led to everything else.
Yep. I mean,
I actually got some damage on it. I'm decently happy about that.
Yeah. It's oddly enough, if you hadn't charged forward and attacked, I think Father Smith's reaction would have been dumbstruck of, what is this thing? As it flies past him.
Yep. I mean, that's kind of what I was hoping for.
But instead we got what we got.
Trampled.
Yeah. And then, the monk did punching things, and the two priests did priest things, and it almost went sideways.
And you guys were one more attack landing from it just going. I mean, murdering these 7 people won't take me that long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, this is going to distract me by less than 60 seconds. Like, you were one more hit landing away. Seriously. I was getting nervous. Chat can tell you I was sitting here hitting this button over here that allows me to talk to chat, but not you guys going, what the fuck are they doing? They know how big this is.
I do, because I know off the top of my head that it's a CR10 creature.
I, as a player, didn't. However,
It was
is.
shown on the stream.
There's no reason for me to pound
one
it
of the
at that
reasons-
point in time.
It's one of the reasons why I have his stream on. I have it on a monitor I can see.
But he doesn't look unless he has to.
You could tell when I'm looking at it because I'm always looking up.
Yeah.
I have to look up to see the stream. And I actively try to avoid cards that I don't know because I don't want to see what's on there. I want to get surprised. But at the same time, that one, it was just like, oh, crap.
There are times where I will open those cards and really quickly pull them off to the side so that I can keep them out of view of the stream in case you guys are checking. And then there's times where I'm like, you know what? This will be more fun for chat if chat knows that this is a creature with 135 hit points. So I'll leave it up in the middle of the shot long enough for people to go, oh, CR10.
Yeah.
That's
I can see the picture. I can't read any of that.
yeah, well, I mean, that's fine.
Yeah,
So
right
I
now
normally
I have
just look for the
everything
picture.
turned down real low, so everything's kind of fuzzy. But yeah. But I have a random question. That random question is, what would have happened if he had actually successfully body checked it?
That would have been the second hit, wouldn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it would.
If he passed the check or not to be thrown from the horse, that would have been, that would have been it. It would have been on.
It would have been more of a case of throwing it off the bridge than actually whittling it down.
Yeah.
I think it would have been a case of it finally going, screw you guys, you're dead, and the easiest way to kill you all is to just toss you off the side because none of you suckers fly.
Hi, Mogwai. Jester, thank you very much for the follow. All right, so we've reached the point of the night where we allow chat to determine who gets our version of inspiration, which is fate points. So chat, would you like that to go to Phelan /Greymane? Would you like it to go to Scalder /Miner? Would you like it to go to Halorus /Noctis? Or would you like it to go to Father Smith /Morden? Father Smith for silvering my Warhammer. Greed will get you everywhere.
I mean, I'm not saying bribery is a thing, but
Yep.
I mean, bribery is a thing.
I mean, out of everybody that's here, if I remember correctly, of all of the PCs, you have probably among the most impressive weapons. I don't mean impressive in the sense of ooh, it's shiny. This looks like it was you've been using this to actually hurt people. So
They're not people anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose they're people, but not anymore. You got to even the balance.
They're people's meat suits. The people are gone.
Pretty much.
Maybe you'll hit the guiding bolt
right,
next
so
time.
we've got Father Smith, we've got Gray, we've got Father Smith, we've got Gray. So that's 2 for Father Smith, 2 for Gray.
I'm still going to say this, and I'm going to say this every time. I have no idea why you guys let Father Smith start conversations.
Well, it's better than letting him start fights with CR10 creatures.
I mean, that's true.
I was the one who started the fight with that CR10 creature, knowing full well that it was a CR10 creature, mind you.
Miner was so happy to be able to join another campaign that he immediately tried to end it.
I know, right? He joined this one just because he's like, I need to get at least one death here. Because I got to get the first one out so that the rest of the campaign is fine.
I was good in the first session. This one, all bets off.
Yep.
I mean, in all fairness,
must survive.
I did use it.
Ari, who's your fate point vote?
Sorry.
You haven't voted yet.
I did use a fate point trying to hit that guiding bolt, and I still
You
didn't
did.
hit.
You still missed. You rolled worse with
I
the
did
fate
even
point.
worse.
I did not roll worse, but I absolutely did roll over a 10 still. So
I think your second roll was a natural 1, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
yeah, for me it was a natural 1, and then it went to an 8.
Which normally the fates would have made that a normal 20, a nat 20. For some reason the fates are actually watching out for me right now.
Right?
I mean, those die rolls are completely uncharacteristic for the nat 1.
What the
is
fuck? Who
normal.
got a 0 initiative? Father
Okay.
Smith rolled a 0 for initiative.
Yep. Father Smith's lowest stat is his dexterity at an 8. He is, in fact, he's, actually, what is Father Smith's intelligence? I'm sorry, I don't even remember. I don't play him with his exact intelligence. Oh, his intelligence is a 12.
Yeah, see, he's pretty smart.
Smarter than Vanowith.
All right, so since
He's
it's a tie,
smarter.
Smarter than Skaldir, because I've got an 8 in. No.
Well, that explains why you attacked the coach. Excuse me, the dual hand now, doesn't it?
I've got Lizard Brain, okay?
he's got lizard brain. We are actually going to just award the fate point to both for the tie. So Father Smith and Phelan will both get 1 fate point this week. And
You know, I didn't vote, and I would have voted Phelan.
okay, so then Father Smith doesn't get one.
Don't worry about it.
Yep. So Phelan gets one. This was our regularly scheduled night for
Sure he does.
Ravenloft.
Meanwhile, Eric
there you
just
go.
says Father
Father
Smith
Smith.
gets one, and then it's a tie again.
Father Smith just got one because Greymane spent channel points to buy him a fate point. So there we go.
I mean, I've got 600,000 channel points. I think I can spend 10K.
I mean, with the way you're going to need them all just for advantage.
Yeah.
In next session.
Yeah. So this was our regularly scheduled Ravenloft night for the month. It is possible we may play Ravenloft tomorrow night because the Drakenheim campaign won't be starting until next week. It is possible that we may play on Monday, which is normally our not role-playing night. But it looks like the thing that I was supposed to be doing next Friday got rescheduled to Saturday, which I can't make because it's the first night of the Drakenheim campaign. But that means that at least next Friday we still will be able to play Ravenloft. So bad for me, good for you guys.
I will not be able to join Ravenloft on the next 2 days because my work week starts tomorrow night.
Well, good luck.
Mm-hmm.
I work nights from Saturday night to Wednesday night.
Yep. And like I said, this is just catch as catch can. Whatever nights we play it, we play it. Although we will play it all Fridays in October. If we finish the campaign, we finish it. If we don't, I mean, maybe we continue it afterwards. Maybe we don't. Maybe we just shelve it for a year and come back next year for more spoopiness in October. Or maybe the entire party attacks, Strahd trying to walk across the bridge, and then it's just all over.
I vaguely remember there was something that could actually make Strahd even more angry.
You know what I want? A game like Arcanum, but multiplayer. Let me see what I can find.
There are definitely ways to make Strahd upset.
I think one of the main ones is messing with a certain painting in his house.
There's a couple.
Vandalize the paintings. Got it.
So
draw mustaches and goatees on all of them.
So Minor, being familiar with approaching the Black Coach, what did you think of the way I set it up?
I think it was very atmospheric.
Thank you.
And left the option open of, well, we could jump into it, but I think that the situation, because these guys are on the quest with Irina and Ismark right now, that overruled it. Because if they got into the coach, well, obviously those two aren't going to, so they'd just be two NPCs on a lonely road and several hours away from the next safe haven.
For what it's worth, the two of them would have shown up at the castle shortly after the PCs, after a fashion. So, yeah.
But what I expected to happen if anybody got into that coach was the door to slam and you immediately get drugged to the castle.
I mean,
that's also a possibility.
That's very likely.
And the reason why you smelled blood is because someone was dumb and Strahd was putting out the feels for, Uber bites.
He was beating.
The reason why you smelled blood was there was a little bit of blood on the thorns of the rose.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Like I said, I am not going inside the lunchbox. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Because that's a lunchbox. That's exactly what Father Smith thinks it is.
It's not a lunchbox. It's delivery.
It's DiGiorno.
Uber bites, like I said.
Yep.
Yeah, Uber bites.
Yeah. If Father Smith hadn't attacked, I probably would have let it pass. Because...
like I said, Father Smith is a goody. And even though he is intelligent, he is also oddly impulsive for a Loxodon in the sense that when combat starts, he gets into the thick of it because he tries to end it as fast as possible. But when dealing with the undead, it's different. It's like, okay, undead need to die.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like that's more of a consequence of his faith than a Loxodon thing.
More than likely, yeah.
More than likely, yeah. That's just being, for him, that's just being part of the, being a cleric. But like the impulsiveness is actually the exact opposite of the Loxodon Serenity. That it kind of gives them their bonuses to fear and charms.
Well, when you take a pool and you drop a bit of like divine fervor into it, it starts to bubble and boil.
Yup.
And smoke. And you wonder what the f was in that faith.
Well, that's going to be it for us for tonight. If you're watching this on YouTube, please be a good werewolf. Like and subscribe. And don't attack Doulahands.
Absolutely attack Doulahands.
If you're interested in watching us do the shows live, we have a regular Tuesday night campaign called Light and Darkness. We have a Thursday night campaign called Exacted Spirits, which is run by that man down in that corner, Morden 56. We have this campaign on Fridays in October. We have starting the second week in October, which will be the day after this goes up on YouTube. We're going to have a Denizens of Drakkenheim campaign on Saturdays, and then we have a Spelljammer campaign, our light, happy, wholesome campaign that we run on Sundays. So on behalf of myself and Greymane and Minor and Noctis and Morden, thank you all very much for watching. We hope you had fun. I enjoyed this opportunity to entertain you, and we will catch you next time. Bye.